Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great evening. It is late Friday night. I hope everybody's had a great, finally freaking Friday. Be careful out there because, well, there's a lot of crazy people out there. Okay, there's a lot of crazy people in here too, as far as some of you trolls and stuff in here. Um, it's been a busy, busy week. Next weekend, we got the CSA show. We're working to help our buddy Rashid. I'm working on the Red Brick House. There just does not seem to be enough hours in the day. And so I'm back over here at my mother in law's. Yes, I'm at my mother in law's house. I'm not broadcasting from her basement, I'm at her house. Soon, we'll get the Red Brick House finished so we can actually be broadcasting from a studio I'll have there in the Red Brick House. So when I'm down here, I can do what I do at home right here. In the meantime, I'm at my mother in law's house. And as I was going through and catching up on the news for the day and stuff, I came across. So, this is some of the stuff that's just crazy. This is from Fanside. Um, Lou Scagoga wrote an article. And this, I put this in the same category of Mike McCarthy on the hot seat. Dak Prescott on the hot seat. Is Dak Prescott on the hot seat this year? Well, the Dallas Cowboys. Here's the thing. Let's be clear here. The Dallas Cowboys are actually the ones on the hot seat because the Dallas Cowboys literally have a gun to their head. See, here's the thing that's so comical to me is people will say he's on the hot seat because there are, of course, better options out there. You can just go out there and just get somebody. It's just easy to get a quarterback. Why settle for Dak Prescott? Now, I find it funny because everybody, of course, with the Aaron Rodgers situation, here's my bold prediction this year is that Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be everything that everybody thinks that he's going to be, and that the Jets aren't going to be that good. Because, see, here's my thing. The last playoff game Aaron Rodgers played in, they scored 10 points. They lost at home against the San Francisco 49ers, a team that doesn't know anything about cold. Jimmy G, who was injured the week before against the Cowboys. And then we will fast forward to a year later, and he's playing against the Lions. I know the Lions are that hot team right now that everybody's talking about. It's going to be winning the division and stuff. But all Aaron Rodgers had to do was beat a team that he's beaten many, many times before. The Lions. Couldn't do it. It was win and get in. Didn't happen. He goes to the Jets, gets a big contract and all that, all the love and everything else, and watch, he'll fall on his face. Now, the Cowboys could have made a trade for somebody like that if they wanted to, if they were in a position with Dak Prescott, but quite frankly, you're married to Dak. He's got a no trade clause, so you can't trade him. And let me look this up real quick. Let me see. Let's look at his contract over the cap. If you were to say at the end of this year, if you were to say at the end of this year, let's cut him. We'll just cut him. That's 88 million in dead money. 88 million in dead money. I'm sorry, that's this year. Next year, 61 million. When his cap number is 59. Uh, Good luck with that. Can't trade him. Can't cut him. So is Dak on the hot seat? So what does that mean? Now, me personally, I think Dak Prescott will have a bounce back year. Dak, you look at 2016, his rookie year, it was a great year. 2017, Zeke had his issues. We had problems with the offensive line. We had Chaz Green in there and stuff. Not as good a year. 2018 was better. 2019 was really good, and so on. So you're not having, it would be different if every year was a bad year with Dak Prescott. It's not the case. And what are your options? Oh, I know. Kirk Cousins looks like he's going to be a free agent at the end of this year. So you could go get Kirk Cousins, a guy who's had one victory over Dak Prescott. And I'll say that victory, Dak Prescott threw 3 touchdown passes. Just saying. But back to this article on Fanside. Now entering his 8th season in the NFL, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott could be on the hot seat this year if the team once again falters in the playoffs. Because, of course, the Cowboys, since, the 90s, have just been phenomenal in the playoffs. We just have literally taken a major dip because Dak Prescott has been the quarterback. Okay. The 4th-round pick back in 2016 snatched the starting job away from Tony Romo. He didn't really snatch it away. Tony Romo basically got injured and he opened up the door. Beat him out. And the fears of Tony Romo were, you can't rely on him anymore. He couldn't get out of a preseason game. His record in the regular season is 61-36. However, the big cloud that hovers above his head is performances in the playoffs. He's got a 2-4 playoff record, and his play has dropped off statistically in the postseason. Have you ever looked at anybody's statistics, any quarterback statistics when they enter the playoffs versus the regular season, when they're playing better competition? Everybody's play drops off in the playoffs. It just happens. Okay. But, when you think about playing against Aaron Rodgers, 3 TDs, 304 yards, 1 interception, yeah, that's just terrible. His playoff play has not been that bad. The bigger problems have been, and I'm not saying that he's perfect, that he's, Tom Brady, but by the time we've gotten to the playoffs, typically we are limping into the playoffs where we've got key players that are injured. Zeke Elliott the last couple of years. Tony Pollard gets injured against the San Francisco 49ers. The offensive line is missing guys like, Tyron Smith and so on. Not trying to make excuses, but you got to have the horses and the dogs in the fight to win the fight. So, back to this article a little bit more. A lot of the talk recently about the Cowboys has seemed to revolve around whether or not Dak Prescott is indeed the quarterback who will be able to take them over the hump. After 7 seasons, could 23 be the last if things don't change? And I just pointed out, there's no way, no how. There's no way, no how. I could see it. I believe Colin Cowherd, who said that Dak Prescott is just Kirk Cousins with better PR, and that isn't inaccurate. I mean, Cousins had one team let him leave entirely in free agency, and since signing with Minnesota Vikings, what has Cousins done besides put up shiny numbers in the regular season? But I'll also say, here's where you actually need to look, because he opened up the door right here with this Dak Prescott hate. The bigger question is, what has Washington done without Kirk Cousins? I believe Washington would be in a better shape had they kept Kirk Cousins. When you think about the draft capital that they've used at quarterback, maybe if they had got offensive linemen, maybe if they had gotten playmakers, to help the quarterback. They have gone through, when you think about the money they spent on Alex Smith, the number 1 pick on Haskins, you think about, the Ryan Fitzpatricks, you think about the money they spent on Carson Wentz. And the thing that the Commanders, if they had had Kirk Cousins last year, they would have definitely been a playoff team. Hell, if they had just not played Carson Wentz, that other game they came in with the 3 turnovers in the first quarter, they'd probably been in the playoffs. So that right there should tell you, be careful what you wish for. You may say, Dak's a bum, get rid of him. Have you looked around the NFL and see how hard it is to get a quarterback? Even when you think you've got one like Russell Wilson, right now, after last year, Russell Wilson's kind of saying, I wish I were Kirk Cousins. But if that's the case, I still say that, this is a great article for Dak Prescott haters. And no, not throwing any shade on there, but the Cowboys can't get rid of Dak Prescott. It may be that, on the hot seat means that people will just say he's ass, but there's no getting rid of Dak Prescott. It's not possible to get rid of him. You can't trade him. He's got a no trade clause. And if you cut him, it's going to cost you $61 million. So there you go. Anyway, it is almost midnight. Worked about 13, 14 hours today. And I'm going to go ahead and try and get some sleep so I can be back at it early in the morning. Let me say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everybody who has donated and helped out for Rashid. We're over $1,400. He's out of the hospital, of course, as you guys have seen him. He's staying with me until we can get him a place, get him to a point where he can get the money together to get a place and stuff. And we're making sure he's completely healed before he gets back out on his own and things. So what you guys have done have definitely helped that situation out. And he definitely appreciates it, and I appreciate it. And just remember to tell the people that you love them. Life is crazy now, and none of us are immune to losing people that are close to us. And you want to make sure that you don't live life with regrets of saying, I should have told them how I felt. So tell those you love them. And hopefully tomorrow, and boy, I need to get back home and get my clippers. Good Lord, I am getting seriously thick in here, gray. Amazing that it's all here and not up here. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, don't forget Dad. Father's Day is Sunday. And I hope you're having a great night. And I'll see you soon. Peace.